Hi, it's good to see you. Have you ever heard about numbing techniques and where they come from? I know we have like a relative notion of numbing when you go to the dentist, for example, and you get a Novocaine shot so you don't feel anything at all wherever you're getting work done. It's very similar to numbing techniques that we do in regards of how we handle emotions. So I'm going to read to you the exact Cambridge definition of numbing, darling. And it states, numbing is depriving one of feeling or responsibility. It's unable to think, feel, or react normally because of something that shocks or upsets you. I think this is super fascinating for many, many reasons. Because until I understood what it was and why we do it, I did it. So for me, for example, what I do to numb my emotions or feelings is I used to be an eater. I would eat to not feel what's going on. Some people exercise, like exercising to the extent, they are drinking to the extent, they're sexting to the extent, they're gaming to the extent, and the ing in it, the ing, is action. You know, it's verb action. It's super interesting when you really look deep into it. And I was speaking to one of my girlfriends the other day in Hong Kong, Carol, and she actually said, Vanessa, do you know what the Chinese word for addiction is? It's ing, ing. Incredible, right? So why are we talking about this? Okay, so most of us are not upset about the circumstance around a story, like our boyfriend broke up with us, or work sucks, or not having good relationships with your siblings or friends, or being in a life situation that you're not too happy with. The circumstance itself is not what we're really super upset about. What we're actually upset with is the story or the thought that we put around the circumstance, and more so the emotions that light up the thought about the circumstance of what's going on. So I'll give you an example. Me, because who else am I going to use at this exact moment? When you're talking about emotions, for example, when I used to eating to numb whatever was going on. If I got in an argument with my husband, or if I was having a really bad day at the office, or it was just a sucky day, like you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you're just having a bad day, right? You get up in the morning, you're doing stuff, or you talk to your husband and he pisses you off. Like, I am such the cheese puff girl, and I would go immediately to the kitchen and get myself a bowl of cheese puffs, because they're the best, and eat them to numb whatever the hell I was feeling. Instead of taking a moment, which is what I've learned to do now, and say, okay, I am angry, or I am sad, or I'm frustrated. Why am I angry or sad or frustrated? And lean into that fear of finding out exactly why am I numbing myself, instead of just looking at whatever the hell is going on and saying, why am I frustrated? Why am I angry? Why am I sad in this situation? And then move forward from there. Typically, as human beings, we don't want to know why. We don't want to understand why we're in this place. And what happens is that some people truly live in this place of numbing for several years, sometimes decades, over something that happened a long time ago, to which, quite honestly, they don't even remember what the circumstance was. Only the thought and the emotions that they have narrated to the situation, right? It is fascinating. So what do you do instead of numbing yourself, depriving yourself of the accountability of feeling whatever you're feeling and addressing the situation? Well, what I have learned to do is take a few deep cleansing breaths. Go ahead and feel the emotion. Studies show that an emotion lasts for 90 seconds. So you can literally lean into it, into the fear, into the anger, into the sadness, and be present. Like you're just, oh my God, I am sad. This is not a good thing. And just feel it. And there's nothing wrong with it. And understand this is just a moment in time. It's just an emotion. The most important thing to do is go further after those 90 seconds and say, why am I feeling frustrated? Why am I sad? Why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? And takes the steps to move forward. So this is something that I've been practicing for the last couple of months with quite a few of my clients. And I think it's the best thing to watch people transform over not trauma, just breaking up with a boyfriend a couple of years ago and having the story that somehow you're not a good girlfriend, or you are not sensitive enough or loving enough or supportive enough. So then you end up going to the next boyfriend, doing the same thing because you have this story in your head from the first one, and you end up making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And then all of a sudden, we sit down, we have a conversation, and we talk about, okay, so where does this come from? Where is this story coming from? And then when I dive deep and ask some cool questions, it comes out like 5 years ago, there was a boyfriend that was a little abusive, that this individual was not feeling good with, and made her feel as if she wasn't good enough, she wasn't smart enough, she wasn't a good girlfriend, she wasn't loving enough, she wasn't supported enough. And all this narrative of doubt and self-doubt and how good I'm not made her feel worse and worse with every relationship, yet still kept making the same disastrous decisions. By allowing yourself those 90 seconds to feel your emotions and then go just past them and ask yourself, why am I feeling this emotion? Why am I frustrated? Why am I angry? Why am I disappointed? Why am I not happy with what's going on in my life right now? And just take a deep breath and know it's not good or bad. It doesn't matter. It's more focusing on why is this going on and what can I do to make it better? Now, emotion, it can take over. It can rule over your brain and make you think that this teeny tiny thing that happened today, tomorrow is going to be Mount Everest with the story that you tell yourself. The important thing about leaning into that emotion, feeling it, being authentic with it, crying if you have to, eating a cheese puff, because, I mean, who doesn't love a cheese puff? You know, 1 or 2, cheese puff. Leaning into that emotion, then understanding why. Because studies show when you don't take that moment to feel the emotion and then go through the fear of figuring out exactly why are you feeling this emotion, as humans, we end up saying, no, 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 I don't want to feel. And then there is gaming, there's eating, there's drinking, there's exercising, there's all of these actions that we take in order to avoid feeling and honoring what we're feeling. So today, recap, numbing. What is it? It is, let me read it. So we're on the same page. Numbing, depriving one of feeling or responsibility, unable to think, feel, or react normally because of something that shocks you or upsets you. Let's be real, guys. Life is filled with things that are going to upset us and shock us. The power comes from within us, and understanding and assessing why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling. And instead of numbing myself to it, lean into the fear, take accountability for your own behavior, my own behavior, our own behavior. The fear will hurt for just a little bit, but the outcome and the lesson that you learn as you move forward is so valuable for your person. So I hope today, talking about numbing, has shed a little bit more light into it, why it is done, and I cannot wait to hear all about it in the comments below. Tell me, what is your numbing technique? Did you know that there was such a thing? And now that you know, As Maya Angelou always said, when you know better, you do better. So now that you know better, what are you going to do better? Good talking to you. See you later.